Coming back to work from maternity leave welcome back to the 5-Minute Mama. I'm Elisa, your host, and today we are talking about getting prepared to go back to work after maternity leave and how to prepare our mornings. When I went back to work in September, I cried for 2 weeks straight, every single day without fail. No one really talks about going back to work and how hard it is. I don't know if it was hormones, adjusting to my environment, or just honestly feeling guilty that my kid wasn't with me anymore. I had to perform and I had to do well at my corporate job. And that added another element of expectation on my life. So not only do I now have to sustain 2 little lives in a healthy and productive way, I also have to figure out how to do well at my job. I am used to over exceeding and taking care of myself, finding time to spend with my husband, and just overall doing all of the household chores I had to do on maternity leave without a job. Because let's face it, it is not easy to go back to work after having a baby and trying to regain a sense of self. I'll find time for any self-care for yourself is going to be next to impossible. Figuring out when I'm going to pick the kids up and make dinner at the same time. Like, how does anyone do that? And how did my mom do that before there was email and devices? I am reliant on the Toronto Transit Commission to get me to and from work in a timely manner so that I am not late to pick up my kids. Now, I do have a supportive husband. I've had 3 or 4 months to figure it out. This is January. We're changing things up a bit. It does get easier. I figured my routine out for making meals. It involves using Sunday to prep, so even less time for yourself than you think, on top of the weekend kid work. What I've realized is that it's all doable. It's very possible. You just have to have 100% of the energy all the time. But here are 3 things that have helped me balance between work and home life. Number 1, like I said, I need to plan for the week ahead. You need to plan your meals, especially if you are someone who really makes sure that they eat balanced. Like me, I'm really regimented, having worked with a nutritionist. Eating well helps me feel good. It helps me feel in control. It helps me fuel my brain. That is a non-negotiable for me. So eating well involves me planning ahead. It involves researching top meals, writing things down on a list. I also utilize Saturday night to grocery shop. We'll just order in. So then the grocery store is open till 9 o'clock. Berries in the morning are a staple for my kids and I. I have this hack where I make the berry box. I cut up my raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. They are all washed and ready to go in the morning. So the kids know that as soon as I break out the berry box, it's time to eat. You can try and eliminate as many little tasks in the mornings if you need to get out of the house. That is best. So for example, put your coffee pod in the night before or lay it out. Put your bowls and your spoons, whatever you need in the morning for your cereal. I find that if I'm not like running back and forth and I'm eliminating as many of the million things in my brain that I have to remember in the morning, the better I am overall. In the morning, I lay out the kids' clothes the night before. In order to have the morning go smooth, which actually sets the tone for the whole day, I lay everything out for my 4.5-year-old to put it on herself. And I know exactly what the 16-month-old is going to wear. I've looked at the weather. I also know what I'm going to wear. I lay out my own work clothes ahead of time, and it is so much better. I also have shortened my makeup routine, which is something I have come to terms with. But I realize less is more anyways, and by the time the end of the day, makeup rubs off, and I haven't been wearing as much makeup. Realize that is something I feel okay with cutting out, but I do have some makeup tips and recommendations of easy, fast makeup that I do swear by. The mornings are the most chaotic part of the day for me, and if my mornings go well, then I know that I'm set up for the day. Now, we won't talk about the hours between 4 and 8 o'clock because those are tough times. It is just about being prepared in the best way possible, and I have more tips of preparedness in order to share with you. Follow me on Spotify or Instagram. This is me, the 5 Minute Mama, signing off. I hope you have a fabulous day.